Hey everyone, so you've got this mix that sounds great on your monitors, but when you play it back on your phone or laptop, the bass just disappears? That's the exact frustration I ran into recently, and I thought I was stuck with it until I tried the Neumann KH750 AES67 Powered Studio Subwoofer. I was amazed at how much of a difference it made, and I'm excited to share my experience with you. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. What sold me on this sub was the AES67 connectivity. I've got a studio setup with Dante and Ravenna gear, and being able to drop this sub straight onto the network without another interface felt like a weight off my shoulders. I mean, we've all been there trying to get our studio setup to work seamlessly with all the different devices and software we use. It's a headache, and it can be really frustrating when you just want to focus on making music. But with the KH750, it was a breeze. I plugged it in, set the Dante virtual sound card to route the low end to the KH750, and suddenly my mixes translated better to everything from car stereos to phone speakers. The bass that was missing in translation before? It's there now, and it's not overpowering, just accurate. I think that's one of the things that really impressed me about this sub. It's not just about adding more bass to your mix, it's about making sure that the bass is accurate and translates well to different playback systems. We've all heard mixes that sound great on our studio monitors, but then fall apart when we listen to them on our phone or in the car. It's like the whole bottom end just disappears. But with the KH750, that's not a problem. The 10-inch driver inside this thing is punchy but controlled. I've used smaller subs that just boom without any definition, but the KH750 gives you that tight punch you need for kick drums and synth bass without muddying up the rest of the mix. I was working on a hip-hop track recently where the 808 needed to hit hard but still sit well with the vocals. It's a tricky balance to get right, but after a few tweaks in the onboard DSP, the KH750 nailed it. The DSP itself is straightforward. You get presets for music, film, and flat response, plus room correction if you're dealing with a less than ideal space. I ran the room correction once, and my mixes sounded more balanced in my usual listening position. It's not like it completely transformed the sound of my room or anything, but it just helped to even things out and give me a more accurate representation of what my mix is going to sound like on different systems. One of the other things I appreciate about the KH750 is how quiet it runs. Some powered subs have a noticeable fan noise, but the KH750 stays cool without sounding like a jet engine. That's a big deal when you're tracking late at night or mixing in a shared space. You don't want to be disturbing anyone else, and you don't want any extraneous noise getting in the way of your work. The build quality is solid too. Neumann's reputation for durability holds up here. It's not some flimsy plastic box, it feels like it'll last through years of use. I mean, we've all bought gear that's fallen apart after a few months, and it's just the worst feeling. But with the KH750, I'm confident that it's going to be a reliable part of my studio setup for a long time. Now, I know that the KH750 might not be for everyone. If you're running a super tight budget, this sub might be overkill. It's also pretty heavy, so if you're constantly moving gear around, you'll want to plan for that. But if you're serious about your mixes and want a sub that plays well with modern networked setups, this one's worth the investment. I think it's especially useful for people who are working in a variety of different genres and need a sub that can keep up. Whether you're doing hip-hop, electronic, or just straight-up rock music, the KH750 can handle it. I've also been impressed with how well the KH750 integrates with my other gear. Like I said, I've got a Dante setup, and it was easy to get the sub up and running with my other devices. But even if you're not using Dante or Ravenna, the KH750 has plenty of other connectivity options. You can use it with analog gear, or you can use the digital inputs to connect it to your interface or mixer. All in all, the Neumann KH750 AES67 subwoofer solved the translation issues I was having with my mixes, and it did so without adding unnecessary clutter to my studio. If you're tired of your bass disappearing on different playback systems, give this sub a listen. I think you'll be impressed with the difference it can make. The link is below if you want to take a closer look.